We'll see those yellow flags be removed. As we watch the lead battle come flying down through Duffer's Dip, a great shot there as they fly in. It did look like the yellow flags have been removed from that position now, so they are free to race all the way through to McIntyre's and up to Butcher's. But you can see Jaws music, you can put it away now. He is here, the shark is in the waters, he's ready for his next meal, and Mansberger's first up. They had a little bit of biting action. Hugo Bush can see that in his mirrors, and again uses the grippy gravel, we're going to call it, because he didn't really relent any speed from using that gravel. But Mansberger is going to be able to get to the inside. There's another wing there on the inside in the middle of the track. Hugo Bush protecting side by side, absolutely wheel to wheel, but Taylor O'Flanagan takes that wide line. He's going to carry all that speed up. He was watching that action happen. He's also had a little bit of practice. He's avoiding that wing that is just stuck in the middle of the road and the wind isn't blowing it away, but he has got overhauled Mansberger as they head to that line, and Hugo Bush is next up. Hugo Bush just jinking a little bit to the inside to say there is no room for you to go here, but he's gone wide around Duffer's Dip. He's going to have to take to the escape road. He is going to rejoin the track and actually will make it, stick it into the lead, just clips that gravel. He's having a bit of an uncomfortable ride there through that opening sequence. As soon as he got offline, he just was not able to pull it back, but he's maintained again as he pogo sticks through the chicane and out and manages somehow to keep it all within bounds, but only just. That one little mistake as he went up down the hill has cost him all the way around here, and now it's O'Flanagan that he's going to be looking in his mirrors to try and defend from, because his teammate Mansberger is now in that third place. And how often have we seen this throughout the weekend? They're having to choose what side they go of that wing. The wing will be gently moving as the race goes on. But there is Hugo Bush up, managed to protect up the inside, and there was no wide line for Taylor O'Flanagan to use that time. I know that Taylor O'Flanagan uses the James Wingfield racing awning as well as PT Sports cars, or PT Motorsport for his support. So PT Motorsport in the middle of a DPR sandwich at the moment, and he's going to drift a little bit wide there. Mansberger's going to be able to carry it around the outside, so that little move didn't work out for him. Mansberger's seen it all before, and he wants that win desperately. They all want that win desperately, but they know that they've got to keep that win away from Taylor O'Flanagan, who's just had such a good run of results this year that he is in close touching distance of that championship trophy as we head through this weekend. And tomorrow, we'll, depending on the results of today, we will just keep you abreast of that. But right now, Hugo Bush doing everything he needs to do other than getting the fastest lap. But when you're out in the front in the lead like this, it's very difficult to get that fastest lap because you don't have any of the tow, which O'Flanagan would have been using to his advantage as he headed round. He took that wide line again there to see if he can take that extra mile an hour. He's got to avoid that wing that sat in the middle of the road and continue this battle as he heads on up. Now, Mansberger also got a great run on Hugo Bush, having to defend all the way to the inside that time. Last time this happened, Hugo Bush went off wide. Mansberger's going to try and get that outside line. We're going to see them flying into our action. Hugo Bush gets it all within bounds that time. He didn't go off into the green, so he has managed to hold it and maintain it. He would have really had to concentrate on that, but Mansberger, he was really there, and you can hear some exciting moves are going on in the background as Taylor O'Flanagan again sits in that third place. Not able to do anything about it, but we've seen that he's very willing to be patient and take his opportunities when he forces them often, but towards the end of the race. But at this stage, he looks like he's just watching and waiting. It's definitely a watching and waiting brief. They're going to have to pick which side of this wing they go to. Again, that's going to protect this gap between them. They will all start coming together. Hugo Bush was late on the brakes then. Can he get it slowed up and stopped? He can. That was really good on the brakes there by Hugo Bush to actually pull away a little bit over Mansberger, who had the slightly wider and more natural racing line. These three have been stuck together this whole race, but also throughout this whole season. It's been incredible to watch their performance, and no doubt those actions, if they're all going to move up into the 310R, which I expect them to, as they show the full-on balance and car control you need to drive one of these Caterhams sideways as we headed over Duffer's Dip, and a little bit of a check in the mirrors to check where everyone else is. But we caught that one on camera, Hugo. You can add that one to your pictures list, and hopefully Snappy Johns out there on Snappy Racers Photographer will have caught that on camera as well. That'd be great if you could put that on his wall. Again, touching that curb as you go up around Clark's there, and just to get the car to land before then getting back on the power and heading down the straight again. It's not really a straight, is it, this curve? And Taylor Flanagan this time goes to the inside, and as they get round that wing, they all try and sort of fan back into a position they want to be in, and that's going to have to keep an eye on that with as this race comes to a crescendo. They're going to have to be a bit careful of that. Being a bit of a nuisance, those wings. Quite often they will get themselves blown into off the racing line, but at the moment they're kind of stubbornly sat there on the hill, aren't they, with gravity not helping the situation. There's Gareth Lucas and Bianchi having their ongoing battle, but it's hard to tear away from this lead battle when it's absolutely together. Hugo Bush just ahead of Mansberger, who was just ahead of Taylor O'Flanagan in the Carbon Creative sponsored cars. You can see Mansberger in his Motul sponsored car in second place. And then we've got Hugo Bush out there with the DPR Motorsport logo blazing across the rear of his grey and red machine. Another little tickle of the gravel. Again, got to keep an eye out for track limits. It does seem like it from the previous races there is a limit at which the marshals will call you, but at the moment they're being fairly lenient today, which is great to see. Let's get this racing action as Taylor O'Flanagan and see whether there is any chance of a move up the inside there. But again, these wings are kind of affecting the lines they can take and up and around this hill, so you can almost use them as a defensive tactic as well as they're stuck in the middle of the track. And that's, again, as a driver, you'll be looking at all these opportunities, especially when you get to this level, the third step of the Caterham Motorsport ladder. They have done a seasons of academy. They've done, or most of them have done a season of academy, a season of road sport, and now they are most of the way through their third championship season in this now very, a really race-focused machine. They've been driving Caterhams many years by now, so they know how to drive them. They know what makes them fast. They know how to race. They've seen a lot of situations. This might be a new one to add to the list as well, the sheer number of wings in the middle of the road.